This comes from Eric Doherty, and he says, "We will kill you." Florida sheriff has a message for would-be leftist rioters. Not in Florida. Weird. It's almost like if you enforce the law, then shit doesn't happen in your area. If you throw a brick, a firebomb, or point a gun at one of our deputies, we will be notifying your family where to collect your remains at because we will kill you. Graveyard dead. We're not going to play. If you spit on us, you're going to the hospital, then jail. If you hit one of us, you're going to the hospital and jail, and most likely get bitten by one of our big, beautiful dogs that we have here. If you try to mob rule a car in Brevard County, gather around it, refusing to let the driver leave in our county, you're most likely going to get run over and dragged across the street. Brevard County Sheriff Wayne Ivey is a legend. I don't understand why every police department doesn't talk like this guy, because holy shit.
So I'm gonna break it down for you. All right. And if somebody wants to know what I mean by turn violent, all right, this is what I mean. If you resist lawful orders, you're going to jail. Let me be very clear about that. If you block an intersection or a roadway in Brevard County, you are going to jail.
Yes.
If you flee arrest, you're going to go to jail tired because we are going to run you down and put you in jail. If you try to mob rule a car in Brevard County, gathering around it, refusing to let the driver leave, in our county, you're most likely going to get run over and dragged across the street. If you spit on us, you're going to the hospital and in jail. If you hit one of us, you're going to the hospital and jail, and most likely get bitten by one of our big, beautiful dogs that we have here. If you throw a brick, a firebomb, or point a gun at one of our deputies, we will be notifying your family where to collect your remains at, because we will kill you graveyard dead.
This guy does not fuck around. He's like, I got a gun and I really want to use it. Give me a reason, bro. Give me a reason. And I am authorized. He's like, I got a license to kill. And I'm telling you I do right now, because if I tell you I do, then I do. If I didn't tell you, then I'd probably be in trouble.
We're not going to play. This has got to stop. You're watching what's taking place out there. You're seeing police officers that are being attacked, being spit on, being put in harm's way just for doing their jobs.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I said the other night, I'm like, sure, there's some bad cops out there. There are, just like there's bad people in all walks of life. But the vast majority of police are just trying to do their job, keep order, and keep society running. They have families, they have lives, they have their shit together. They're trying to just do their job. And these people are just like mind broken. And they're like, nope, all cops are bad, and doing awful things to them and putting them in harm's way. It makes me sick. And this is coming from a guy that gets pulled over all the time. And I still love cops. I haven't been pulled over for a while though. So Leadfoot JT has been doing better.
You're seeing ICE agents that are being targeted for doing their jobs. And you're seeing obstructionists that are doing all of this, standing in the way of law and order.
That was amazing. Exactly, Inkling. These cops just want to get home to their families. They just want to do their job, and they're trying their best to protect. I mean, you guys saw the quote unquote protesters. No, they're rioters. They're spray painting the walls. They're busting windows. They're lighting cars on fire. They're attacking police officers. They are attacking each other. These people are reckless and they're nuts. And in California and New York and Chicago and Atlanta, they're just doing it and no one's stopping them. Florida's like, yeah, no, that ain't happening here, bro. Try it. We dare you. You'll see what happens when you do that here. And just think, if California did that, what LA would look like, what San Francisco would look like, and how it would solve all the problems instantaneously. I don't know how people in California continue to vote Democrat when they see what's happening in California and then look at Republican states and be like, oh, they actually have order and law and people listen and do the right thing. Wow. Must be nice to have a society that functions. The word agitator word is censored. What? What do you mean it's censored? Escape from LA, for real. Also, continue to defund the police which was insane. Yeah, that was another one. And speaking of, did you guys see the video I made the other day, or the live stream that I had the other day talking about that dude that was like super duper racist with the chick in blocking traffic and the black woman that got out of her car and was like, hey guys, please move out of the street. I have to go to work because I work. And they were like, no, this one here. Do you remember this?
But you can if you could just move out the way. How is this a peaceful protest if there's nothing to do? No, it's not.
How do you know as white people feel about stopping a black woman from going to work?
Oh no, not work. I care so much.
So you don't care about stopping black people from going to work?
Look at this line that you guys are causing. I'm not causing no problem. Look at this line that you.
Oh no, not work. This guy, right? Turns out, allegedly, this has not been confirmed yet, but allegedly, based off of preliminary research, people have found who this person is. Allegedly, he is a trust fund baby. And he has been apparently a career student. He's been in school for 11 years. This comes to us from, and I reposted this on X earlier. This comes to us from Seraphine. And she says, update, I have found him after finding Karen Ramspotter, which, oh, by the way, the Karen Ramspotter, that's this crazy bitch right here, which yikes. And her name is Karen. Of course it's Karen. Why wouldn't it be? His name is Trevor Lee Thomas Britbeck. And these are pictures of him. And according to his LinkedIn, he's been a student for the past 11 years. Maybe he's younger than he looks. Nah, he was only there for 3 years. From 2014 to 2017, he's 36. Oh no, not work. Student, aka paid agitator. So this guy is a career loser. I mean, obviously, not that it's a shock, but I think people are curious to find out, like, what does someone, like, we want to get into the brains of these people and the lives that they live. Like, what does someone like this do on a day-to-day basis to be able to support their life and not give a shit about someone else trying to work? Turns out he is allegedly, like I said, allegedly a trust fund baby that has been a career student, allegedly. All these things that most of his social media has been completely wiped for obvious reasons, but they found him. This is him posting publicly on LinkedIn and social media. That's his mom. I think people were trying to contact his mom and be like, bro, that's your son? Yeah, yikes. And then this other person, this Karen, which I still can't get over this, guys. This is, I don't know. Again, this is, oh, that's her. There she is. That's definitely her. Wait, this is her. Oh my God, I haven't seen any of this. I just found this right now. MRI Simmons. MRI Simmons is the leading provider of insights on the American consumer. And she is the SVP of Innovation and Insights. Karen Ramspotter. preventing a black woman from going to work, then laughing at her and mocking her. Does Karen represent MRI Simmons' values? Will this help or hurt you getting new business? Oh boy. Here we go. Let's check this interview from her. I have found my new enemy. Her name is Karen Rampspotter, the smug bitch that kept the black mother from going to work. I have not seen this yet. I'd imagine a lot of you guys have not either. So let's see.
And some great affinity group actions like dropping a banner over the face of the Statue of Liberty, which I know Steve Quester talked about, right? I think he did. And it said, no liberty, no choice, over the face of the Statue of Liberty. And then there was a banner at the bottom that said, abortion is healthcare, healthcare is a right. We did it, no busts. And I was back at Press Central answering calls. So if you Google, you know, my name and Statue of Liberty, you'll find me talking to the AP about it, even though I wasn't there. Because you're never at the action if you're doing press. Note for future activists.
Sure reminds me of a certain games journalist, by the way. This is the image of the new girl reeing. There you go. Make this picture famous because yikes. Of course, the nose ring, by the way. Of course. How is she a senior vice president of MRI Simmons and an activist? How the hell does that happen? Karen began her media career as an account planner at boutique ad agencies, then worked in TV OTT research at Oxygen Fuse and Pivot Participant Media. She has presented at many conferences. Maybe she's doing things under the table like a certain journalist, says Josh Smith. Maybe. Never know. Middle-aged woman with him is not only a semi-professional protester who has been interviewed about this, but is a professional communications person. Let's see some of these posts here. Did they shut down their replies yet? Oh, they haven't posted since November 2024. Sounds like a legit organization. I'm sure everything's totally on the up and up. There we go. 18 hours ago. So you target consumers to sell them things, but employ a woman who unabashedly and callously keeps a black mom from getting to work to provide for her family while literally laughing at her distress. Duly noted. Man, they're getting lit up in the comments, of course. I mean, this is the thing. Make these people famous to ruin the company, because these companies need to speak up and stand up against this kind of stuff. That's how it stops. If these companies continue to allow these people to do these things and represent their companies, yikes. Like, I would not want to, if I were a company, say that Smash JT was like Smash JT Enterprises, and I employed other writers for SmashJT.com, and one of the writers was at one of these protests or whatever, and they got caught saying this to someone, and it went viral, and people saw you for who you were. Sorry, can't have you working here. You're out instantly. Like that is such a bad look. That is such a bad look to have someone like that. It's like proof for everyone to see exactly who's working there. That's terrible. Make them famous. Exactly. These people refuse to grow up. They absolutely do. But there was one more situation that happened today. Kind of piling all these together because this is so much stuff going on. Did you guys see this one? This is Libs of TikTok. They said the dude who dropped off the bionic face shields arrested in targeting FBI sting. This dude is about to fafo so hard. How it started.
So, I mean, that was quite a shot that we have there of these folks, and your photographer just gave us a great shot of the box.
And they got the glasses and the mask on to protect from being recognized. Didn't work.
that was left behind, which showed the brand of mask. I mean, it's not the kind of thing, thank you for seeing this there. It looks like a bionic shield is what that's called. I mean, that's not the kind of thing.
That's not what you bring to a peaceful protest, by the way. If you're bringing face shields to just stand and protest, that sounds like you got bigger plans than just standing and protesting.
That you buy in bulk if you don't plan on doing something with it. And the fact that that's being handed out kind of like candy to everybody gives you an indication that these folks probably plan to be here for. So, I mean, that was.
There he is, arrested, hands behind his back. And he is allegedly an employee at Teamsters, I believe, in the unions. Look at this dude. Tell me what's illegal about providing facial protection for people. What law is that breaking? This is the kind of stuff that really annoys me. Because it's like, well, technically he didn't do anything wrong. He just brought a weapon, but it wasn't like it wasn't a gun. It was a knife to the protest, and he handed out knives to people. What did he do? He didn't attack anyone. It's not illegal to own a knife. It's not illegal to carry a knife. What did he do wrong? Fuck out of here with that approach to life, by the way. Do you think everyone's retarded? Like, do these people really think people are retarded? Oh my God. Exactly, DSI Sue. I despise being gaslit. I despise it. Like, you know what the fuck he did. You know what he was doing. You know what he's enabling and pushing for there. That is somebody that is clearly creating an issue. And it's probably not illegal to slip 67 times while swinging said knife, right? Exactly. I just kept slipping. Officer, it wasn't illegal. I just gave them masks and guns, and I didn't rob the store. They did. This is you. Yeah, I can't believe this guy. Let's see. The pronouns in bio? No. Wow. No flags, no pronouns. I'm shocked. Shocked, I say. Shocked. And there's one other situation. Man, there's a lot of quick hitters here. Hold on. Okay. This is from Bill Mulligan. He says, breaking. California Democratic Senator Alex Padilla for California just crashed DHS Secretary Noam's press conference in LA and was forcibly removed. I'm told Noam is in a room meeting with Senator Padilla right now. After I stopped recording, my team witnessed him being taken to the ground by FBI personnel, and he was temporarily detained, waiting further details on what happened out of our view. Noam tells me she had a 10 to 15 minute meeting with Padilla after they swapped phone numbers, says it was cordial and beneficial. He had concerns about ICE operations, and they opened up a line of communication. Said it was a good meeting and things are okay between the two of them outside of the political reaction happening now. New FBI statement to Fox News regarding Senator Padilla. During a press conference today held at FBI's Los Angeles field office, Senator Alex Padilla was detained by members of the U.S. Secret Service assigned to Secretary Noam's detail when he became disruptive while formal remarks were being delivered. Secret Service agents were assisted by FBI police who are in Los Angeles at this time. Senator Padilla did not identify himself and was not wearing his Senate security pin. Senator Padilla was subsequently positively identified and released. Wait, what? Why would he be released? Just because he's a senator? Like, this is one of those, you spend the night in prison for this, buddy. You don't interrupt a press conference and do this kind of shit. Like, you get a criminal record for this.
I'm Senator Alex Padilla. I have questions for the secretary.
Wait, he literally identifies who he is while he's aggressively pushing against them to disrupt the press conference for the DHS secretary.
Because the fact of the matter is, a half a dozen violent criminals that you're rotating on your heads off.
Causing a scene. What a joke. Cool. Now, if that were me, I'd be in jail. Can we expect charges for the senator whom is clear violation of the law? This guy, what law? Okay, yeah, no, that's cool. I guess people can just interrupt and disrupt press conferences now. Good to know. I guess that's the world these people are living without being able to just to give remarks. Colin Rugg says Senator Alex Padilla was taken to the ground while being arrested after confronting DHS Secretary Kristi Noem in Los Angeles. Wow. Noem later said she would reach out to Padilla and try to have a conversation with him. Senator Chuck Schumer said he is sickened, of course you are, Chuck, by the manhandling and is demanding immediate answers as to what the hell went on. The guy disrupted a press conference and was not listening or reacting to what the officers were telling him to do, so they had to be forceful with them. They say get on your knees. He doesn't get on his knees. They say lay down. He doesn't lay down. They have to push him. They say put your hands behind your back. He's not pushing his hands behind his back. What the hell? Am I going crazy here? Any citizen who did this would get the same treatment. Hope he doesn't get special treatment because he's a senator. No one's above the law. He did. He's gone. Regardless of your side, he's an American senator. Show respect, or at least hear him out. There are much better ways than forcefully disrupting a press conference from DHS talking about a situation. Here's the other side. Homeland Security, DHS Gov says, Senator Padilla chose a disrespectful political theater and interrupted a live press conference without identifying himself. He did identify himself. Or having his Senate security pin on as he lunged towards Secretary Noem. Mr. Padilla was told repeatedly to back away and did not comply, which you saw there. They kept saying back away, and he kept pushing forward over and over and over again. And they were very patient with them, with officers' repeated commands. Secret Service thought he was an attacker, and officers acted appropriately. Secretary Noem met with Senator Padilla after and held a 15-minute meeting. So apparently, this is him, by the way. Alex Padilla in 2023. No one is above the law. Share if you agree. The guy who thinks he's above the law is telling people that no one's above the law. Oh, the irony. Oh, the irony. So, yeah, that's the situation. And, of course, nothing happens to him because, politicians can do whatever the hell they want and never face any flack for it. I am the law. Exactly. Yeah, unless you're Alex. Exactly.